Welcome to another session of LearnToBuildIt.com. I'm your host, Steve Kirscher, and today we're going to mess around with IR receivers. Right here's the receiver on this. I do have it hooked to an LCD screen, so we'll be able to see the readout. The controller that I am testing with is the one that came with my robot linking kit. So we'll be testing this, but I also did test this by using my TV remote. And I'll do a second video on this, going over the code and showing you the serial input from the commands when you push the buttons. But for instance on this, when you push the button on here, and I push 100 plus on there, it changes. 200, repeat, 200 plus. So then you can press just 2 or just 3. What I have noticed is that, this receiver is not, I would say, very powerful. So it's not like if I have it on a bad angle or this or that, I get a bad button push. What happens is the wrong code comes in. It interpretates it wrong, and then I can't do the correct thing. Now I'm using this controller, and I'll just push some buttons on there. And what you'll see is nothing shows up. The receiver is showing something, but because of the way the code works, where the code is, I have to say this is what was pushed on the controller, so do this. In this case, I'm just displaying it to an LCD, but you could do pretty much anything. As for the wiring, it is pretty basic. Instead of the S and the negative, signal, negative, positive, on here you have a G, R, and a Y, and one wire to the signal, ground, and power. So pretty basic setup. You just have to look at my code, check out my blog, and I'll show you how this is actually working. And like I said, I'll do another video right after this showing when you click the buttons on both remotes what is happening. Thanks for watching. So on the screen I have the part of the code that determines what button is pushed on my remote. So in this sense, what you'll see is when I push the plus sign, over here I'm also displaying, so I am writing or I'm printing out the code and clearing the, printing it to the serial part, clearing the LCD, and then printing the LCD the new character. I'm purposely clearing it so that, some of these are different sizes. But as you can see, I pressed the plus sign. So this is the raw signal that is coming over. I check this signal out down here, and I make sure that it matches 1. Sure enough, matches the plus. I show the plus sign. So in this case, you can press all the different buttons that you want, and it will find the case statement that goes along with it, displays it to the screen. So now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my standard TV remote, doesn't have anything to do with this, and I'm pushing a button. And what you'll see is different codes are displayed. So I am pressing all kinds of different buttons on the controller, and what it is doing is giving me these different codes. Now, as you'll see in my code down here, if I cannot find it, I just clear the screen, and then I only send it to here that I pushed a different button. I have not researched this online. I do not know for sure how this code is determined. Is it different for each remote? What I may end up doing is playing with a few different remotes on this, but as of now, I already know that if somebody's pressing my TV channels, it won't control whatever I am trying to control with my remote. Obviously, ultimate goal here will be to maybe implement this into the robot or into one of my projects as I get there. One other thing I should mention is when you are hitting a button, now I'm back to hitting my remote that is that it came with the kit. As you'll see on the screen here, I hit the remote a couple times, and then I got a repeat button. Then I hit it a whole bunch more times. For some strange reason, it does give you different characters every so often. And what I've noticed is if you hit the button a couple times it's the same, and it doesn't happen every time, so I'm not sure how to make this happen. I get a 255. So the 255, I call it the repeat because I'm hitting the same button and then it repeats that button. So I think if you were hitting volume up, like holding the button down, you could write code that says, hey, it's a repeat, just keep repeating the same command. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out my blog and you can see the entire code.